Hi, my name is Elizabeth. Welcome to my channel. Spring bulbs. Does that really speak to self-sufficiency? No, not really. Well, yeah, sort of. I mean, I had to dig the garden and I had to dig it by myself, and I did. But I really wanted some tulips and daffodils. There's a section of the yard between two bushes. One is it's called a cherry plum. And it's got dark red leaves or burgundy leaves, and the other one is a hydrangea. And all spring I could see daffodils between those two bushes that were planted around the hydro pole in the corner of my property. And it just sparked my imagination, and all I could think of was putting bulbs there. It gets tons of sun in the spring before the leaves come out, and I could just see a beautiful garden. So what I'm hoping for is daffodils, tulips, and irises. And right now what I've got is the daffodils, yellow of course, and I got some yellow tulips and some pink tulips, and I also got a pink and yellow tulip. So that has been planted, and I'm just really looking forward to spring and something pretty to look at. If I don't like the setup, what I've done is I've clumped them. So I've got yellow, pink, yellow, pink and yellow, whatever. Like I've got all of one kind in one section. And if I don't like it, I'll move it next year. But I'm really looking forward to it. Now it's a work in progress. I didn't get the whole thing dug because I didn't have enough bulbs this year. There's probably 18 inches on either side still to go. And I'm thinking of putting a raised bed behind the bed that I've got now, and I'd like to arc it. So next year there'll be more put in, but you know, I can only do so much in one fall. So I'll be really happy when spring comes and I can see the flowers blooming before anything else. This week I finished the garage, the sections of the garage that I want to do. There's still more to do, but there's now enough dry space for me to rent out one space in the garage. So what I did was I put some hooks on the inside of the sliding barn doors to help keep them secure. At the bottom of one of the other doors, this is not going to be a rented out section, but I broke the bottom of one of the doors. The wind caught the door one day and just took the bottom of it off. There's no way I can put that back on because I can't take the door off. So I had to figure out how to do it. So I've managed to, I got some brackets, metal brackets, and screwed it back on. So at least the gap is gone. There won't be as much snow coming in, and I can still block that off. So that's done. And then the third thing I did was, there are two man doors on the garage. One of them, a couple weeks ago, I replaced the lock, and I'll put a link to that video below. The other one, it's crooked, and you can see there's light coming through and there's cracks, and I tried to find a door that would fit into the door jamb that's already there, and I couldn't. So essentially what I have figured out is that I need to remove the whole thing, and that's a job by myself. That's going to take me a while. So what I decided to do this year was just block it off. So I got plywood. Now I could not buy a sheet of plywood. When I went to Kent, which is a building supply company in Atlantic, Canada, I was able to get them to cut it. So the size that I needed was 40 inches wide, and that still wouldn't fit in my car. I can fit 8 feet in my car and maybe 30 inches. So first of all, we cut off 8 inches of the plywood, so I had the 40 inches. Then we had to cut the 40 down to 20. So that will make it weather tight until springtime. With temperatures starting to dip down close to freezing, they're not at freezing yet, I decided I would harvest some of my Swiss chard. And there's two things that I like to do with it. So first, I washed it, of course. Some of it I dehydrated. And when I dehydrate it, I separate the leaves from the stems, and I just dehydrate the leaves. I break them into about between 2 and 4 inch pieces, put them on the dehydrator tray, and dehydrate them at about 135 degrees Fahrenheit for maybe 4 hours, 5 hours, we'll see. I'll have more information once it's done. The Swiss chard that I put in the freezer, I actually used the stems that I did not dehydrate. I used those for blanching as well as the leaves. So I cut the leaves from the stems again, and I blanched the leaves for 30 seconds, and then plunged them into cold water, drained them, and bagged them. And then the stems I blanch for 60 seconds, plunge them into cold water, and then I add them to the bags with the leaves and freeze them. And those are absolutely fabulous to have for, say, like a power bowl if you've got some rice and beans, and I like to put beets, Swiss chard, mushrooms, and then drizzle it with a sauce of some sort. And that I really like to have. So that's going to be just fabulous to have in the freezer. And it's so, Swiss chard is so full of iron that it's so good for you. The dehydrated, I use that. I will crumble it and add it to eggs. I will add it to uncrumbled, not crumbled. I will add it to a soup, or crumbled, I'll add it to a soup. You can add it to anything. The dehydration process doesn't affect the nutritional value of it, so it's just a great green to have, and just crumbling it into anything is just so helpful in the all winter long. The garage is done. Woo! Well, at least for now. I should be able to rent out one space for the winter. I'll have it up on Facebook Marketplace early next week. I'm looking forward to having the Swiss chard that I froze in some power bowls with beets and beans and rice and things like that. I really enjoy meals like that. And of course the dry with eggs or in a soup. I should also have a very pretty garden next spring. I'm really looking forward to the pinks and yellows and seeing them nestled in between the bushes. Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.